There's thousands of mods for BeamNG, but unfortunately having too many of them will slow down your game. So today I'll show you 15 mods that I personally could not live without. And thanks to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. As the first one here, I have to put the Polish roads map. This mod is almost 7 years old already, but recently has been heavily updated and expanded. Anyone from Eastern Europe will just love this map because it's so accurate. They've got the random person mowing their lawn at 7 AM on a Sunday, the usual commie blocks, and there's even a local Lidl here and there. And it's not only the small things, this map is big. It's about the same size as the West Coast map, but honestly it feels bigger, just because of how many different roads and little explorable places there are. Right now it's actually my most played map, so you can trust me when I say you'll enjoy it. If you like Japanese cars, which everyone does, come on, at least some of them, then you'll like this one. Maybe you've already heard of KLJP, which means Queso and LJ's Japan pack, but recently this mod's also had an update, and now almost all the Japanese cars in BeamNG get extra content from KLJP, and there's even a few new ones. My favorite would probably have to be the first generation Ibishu Pessima Zenith, or Zenith, I don't know, with these cool ass digital gauges and this awesome steering wheel, but this mod also adds stuff for the SBR4, the Ibishu BX, the Corvette and the regular Pessimas. With all the recent updates, it almost seems like the developers are forgetting about the fellow bus drivers of BeamNG, but the modders ain't. This is the Capsule Bus mod, and it might just be one of the most detailed and realistic vehicle mods in BeamNG. Just look, there's almost 80 configurations, ranging from this little, I mean, come on, this ain't even a bus, to what the creator calls the Giga Transit, and just try maneuvering this 20-meter long behemoth through the narrow streets of Italy. The size though isn't the only impressive thing. There's so many different interactive features, and I love how the screen, for example, is animated. You also have 3 different propulsion options: electric, gas and a fully functional hybrid system. And then actually you have 4, because then there's also this. You know what 700 kilos of weight and a V8 swap is? That's an absolutely deadly recipe for an absolutely awesome car. Especially when it's built by Jeremy Clarkson. Broken. This is the Blackpool Superlite, another mod that's been around for a while but recently got a major update. The V8 swap is arguably the craziest one, but if you actually want to control the thing, the less powerful variants are actually amazing on track. And it can double as a frying pan.
You have bacon, you have egg-ish.
If you actually want to see how quickly the Superlite can go, then probably the Autobahn 57K map is the best one for that. 57K of course meaning 57 kilometers, which is about the average lifespan of a Land Rover. No, but this is seriously a really good rendition of the actual Autobahn. There's some fun details such as a train occasionally going by or a UFO for some reason. And if you enjoy cutting up in traffic, please don't do it in real life. This is literally the perfect map if you want to do that. Now, before we continue with another awesome mod, I want to tell you a message from today's sponsor, War Thunder. If you haven't heard already, War Thunder is a totally free-to-play vehicular combat simulator available on computer, Xbox, PlayStation, and they've recently added support even for your phone. You get to take control of over 2,500 war machines, including tanks, planes, helicopters, and even ships. We're talking everything from old-school biplanes and armored vehicles from as early as the 1920s to the absolute technological marvels that are modern fighter jets and battle tanks. This game has been in continuous development for more than 10 years, and it's very apparent from the graphics and sound design quality. I, as a BeamNG fan, personally really appreciate the attention to detail when it comes to destruction. Every vehicle is modeled down to the smallest details, and every weapon correspondingly does different levels of damage. And whenever you do take a hit, the X-ray view actually shows you exactly where that happened and how that's then gonna affect your vehicle. Even BeamNG doesn't really have that. So, go ahead and check out the links either in the pinned comment or the description, because if you're new or haven't played in the last 6 months on PC or a console, you'll receive an exclusive booster pack with multiple premium vehicles, a 50% experience and income boost, 100,000 silver lions, 7 days of a premium account, and more that you'll see when you click the link. And do it quickly, because it's not gonna be there forever. Right, this car would probably not survive an active war zone, but at least it can go through the Italian streets, unlike the Bus. This is the Autobello Aria, and it's a lore-friendly Italian car based on the Fiat 127. You could technically consider it as the successor of the Piccolina. It's a really cheap little car, but it also has its spicy variants. I have to mention the sheer quality of this mod, because look, the interior is really well modeled and textured, and there's these little things like the wipers or the interactive ignition that just kind of make the mod feel polished. Next up...
What are you doing? You made me into a pizza.
Right, next up, it's a bird, it's a plane. Oh yeah, it's a plane. More specifically, the Canadair CL 215 firefighter plane. It's been a fairly long time since someone made an airplane mod for BeamNG, and this one is definitely worth checking out. Even though it's designed to be heavy, it's reasonably easy to control, and the best thing is that because it's a firefighter plane, it can actually pick up and then of course drop water like the real thing. Now we'll need the plane here because this car is hot. This is the ETK K-Series from 1994, which is based on the BMW Z3, and even though it does have a hardtop and a softtop variant, there's unfortunately no clown shoe, which is a bit of a shame, but this mod makes up for that with almost developer-like quality, which you can always expect from Lucas BE. You get 17 different configurations, ranging from the most basic 4-cylinder to this, which is the Z3M equivalent, or even a converted blue off-roader. The handling is so fun that you might start to think you're playing Mario Kart, but with the Powerups mod you really wouldn't be that far from the truth. This is exactly what you imagine it is. You occasionally get these random orbs that spawn on the road, which for a short while give you one of 12 different Powerups, including Boost, Banana, or Machine Gun. Wait, I don't remember that being in Mario Kart. But anyways, if you want to break from the realism of BeamNG, definitely go try the Powerups. If you like old cars, or specifically old tiny cars, or specifically old tiny French cars, then these two mods are just for you. This one on the left is the classic Peugeot 205, and on the right, none other than the Renault Twingo, although here it's called the Cherrier Tango, just to keep it lore friendly. With the 205, you can basically choose between any spec you were able to get it in real life, from the 1-liter 43 horsepower beast all the way to the legendary 205 GTI. And the Tango goes even more crazy because there's not only a dragster variant with 400 horsepower, but you can also attach a jet engine and wings. And then we get to the opposite side of the spectrum. From cheap and cheerful French hatchbacks, we go to a pricey and serious German sedan and wagon. If even the base model of this ETK 900 gets to 100 in less than 6 seconds, you know that as you go up the range, performance is gonna be the last of your issues, because reliability is. This mod was in development for a pretty long time. I remember including it in my video about upcoming mods 2 years ago, so the developers had plenty of time to add tons of different details, which is definitely not difficult to notice. There's ambient lighting, a functional hybrid system, a split open tailgate, and you've even got the key laying in your center console. But I get it, someone might prefer a bit of Swedish modesty even to a screaming V12 ETK. And for those, this Volvo V60 is ideal, with a smooth inline-4 producing 163 horsepower. Come on, who am I kidding? When you can have 1,000 horsepower from the same 4-banger. Not sure how realistic that is, but it's for sure a thrill, to say the least. But I wouldn't go too quickly, because even the Swedish Police have 400 horsepower to work with. I'm really impressed by the interior here. Every seat has its working light, the models are surprisingly high poly, and the gauges are recreated just perfectly. It does seem like the engine has custom sounds, which is amazing, since I'm quite tired of hearing the same over and over again. And for that, there's an even better mod. For those who watch my videos often, well, first of all, thank you, you're amazing. And second of all, you'll know that I mention Hellraiser's sound pack in almost every mod video that I make. But it's simply because it's changed the game for me so much that I now almost refuse to drive any car that doesn't have sounds from this guy. Seriously, sounds are really important for me, in driving games especially, and Hellraiser makes amazing recreations of actual engine sounds. I'll show you some of my favorites, just listen. And to finish it all off, this is a car from an actual car designer that has a thing for very fast pancakes, I suppose. But it's so flat because of the aerodynamics. You see, this hypercar uses fancy aero features that you'd normally see, for example, on a fighter jet, like active air brakes and side intakes that suck the car to the ground. And it goes like a jet as well. So again, I want to thank War Thunder for sponsoring the video, and you for watching it. But before you click off, go check the link in the pinned comment or the description to play War Thunder for free on your PC, Xbox, PlayStation or phone. And if you're a new player or haven't played in 6 months on PC or console, you'll also get the massive bonus pack with premium vehicles, plenty of in-game currency and much more. So, if you enjoyed, don't forget, the subscribe button didn't go anywhere, and you would make my day if you gave it a click. Thank you again for watching, and see you in the next one.